Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Megha from Mavi Technologies, and we have 213 people viewing right now. And welcome to Python 5-day workshop, which is starting from scratch itself. I can see a lot of messages saying everything's starting from basic only. Yes, we do start from basic. And hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Many of the students name I can see already where I have trained many people earlier, so I can see all those names. So let me say, how many are you already a Mavi students? Can you type your name? I'm Megha. Thank you for asking. How many of you are already from Mavi Technology students? How many of you say yes if you are from Mavi earlier? Say yes. Okay, Ganesh is also, Lohit, Ganesh, Ankita. Okay, we are awesome. Yes, Tanushri is saying yes. Wow, so many people are already Mavi students. Happy to see everybody here. Okay, so can we start now? Are you excited to start? Namaste. Yes. Are you excited? Yes. I can see lots of energy in the chat box. Okay. Vanakkam. Namaste. Namaste. Okay, so we'll start now. So, what is Python? Anybody say what is Python? How many of you already know Python? Can you answer that? How many of you know here? How many of you are here already know Python? Certificate you will be getting to through the mail. So only if you stay till start of the session, till the end of the session for all the 5 days, if you are attending, you will be getting the certificate. If you are learning from Mavi Technologies, it's very important that you should be, attending through the complete duration of Python, and we get to know, okay, you learned something, so we will be issuing the participation certificate for you. Okay, somebody is saying that I only know word Python. It's a high-level language. It's an interpreted language. I know a little bit. I know. Very good. Okay. It's a high level, object oriented, scripted programming language. Easiest language that anyone can learn. That's true. Python is a high level language. Wow. Very good answers. Very interactive, you guys are. Thank you so much for being interactive. Meanwhile, you can subscribe to our channel. We will be releasing lots of videos and videos on Gradio, and also we'll be releasing the videos on fun libraries as well. Please make sure that you will subscribe to our channel as well. How do we track who joined? So we will get the analytics. Don't worry about that. And we have your email IDs. And we have the whole chat. So yes, we do get to know that you guys have participated. Okay. If you have any doubts, please drop it in the chat box. Now we'll start with the session. Okay. Yes. So now, okay, let us start with the introduction to the programming. So we would be covering introduction to programming, why Python, applications of Python, variable and naming conventions, data types. Looping statements would be on day 2. Conditional loops will also be on day 2. And we'll also do some example programs as well from today as well, and later tomorrow till the 5 days as well. So let us understand what is program. So can anybody say what is program? So till what level we learn? We'll answer all these things. Okay. Python is easy. Set of instructions, very good. Set of instructions, very good. Okay. So now basically a set of instructions means, for example, I'm clicking over here, right? So if I click right click, it is showing some of the things. So what I'm doing, I'm giving a instruction to a computer in the form of click, right? So if I click it, it will go for the next slide. Some of the things are appearing and some of the things are disappearing, isn't it? So when some of the things are appearing and disappearing, so something is happening in that, right? So we are giving an instruction. So based on that instruction, something is working. So it is nothing but a program is. So for this to happen, somebody would have written some program in the backend, right? So this is nothing but set of instructions given to a computer to perform a specific task. What is the task over here? The task is nothing but the what the slide, just the moving from one slide to the next slide is a task over here, right? So set of programs are called as applications. So let us see now. So instructions coming together, becoming the program. Many programs coming together to become a application. Okay. So now let us understand programming language, just like a language that we speak. So some of them said vanakkam and I said vanakkam. Some of them said namaste and I said namaste. And we are communicating in a few languages that we know and you know. So whatever the languages I know and you know, we will be able to communicate in that language. So if I want to communicate with computer, we're going to use something called as programming language. And that programming language, we have multiple programming languages like Java, C Sharp, C++, Kotlin, and COBOL, Python, and so on. So please comment it down, whatever the languages that you know already. Okay, so can you comment down whatever the languages that you know? Can you comment down what are the languages that you know? Or whatever the languages that you have heard it. So Java, C++, C, okay. And okay, so good, so good. So many of them are C++, Java, Python. Only these things you are typing. Type something that others not heard of, the languages. Something new. Do you know in Bangalore we have like auto facilities application where we can book auto, that is Namayatri. So in that Namayatri is written in which language? Can anybody say? Namayatri, it is an open source anyway. The GitHub, you can find the Namayatri code, application code. So can you say which language it has been written? And it is one of the, recently trending language. Which language it is? Okay, no, programming language, not the Kannada language. Which language it is? Let me see who answers it. Let me see who answers it. Okay, let us understand why do we have to use Python. So Python stands top 1 and top 10 programming languages. If you Google it, you can see some of the websites says top 2, top 3, top 4. But most of the websites, you can check out that the Python is top in somewhere in top 5 languages itself. And it is very easy to learn and easy to code. And it is having a lot of extensive frameworks and also the libraries and so much of extensions that you can find it out in Python. And it is, we can use it with Java, we can combine it C, where we will be calling it as Jython or C Python. And GUI support we are having. The companies which are working with Python are Intel, Spotify, Netflix, Instagram, and so on. So can you see that in Instagram, earlier we used to use the hashtags. Now you can pass the hashtags in the form of list where it will go for most reach. So let us understand the applications in the real world. So web development, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, game development, and so on. And also we will be using it in visual and audio applications and software development, CAD applications, business applications, and also desktop GUIs, web scraping applications. So these are the very popular applications in real world that we are using it in Python. Okay, let us understand with some fundamentals that we're gonna work now. So now what we gonna use, how we gonna use it, let us understand. So to use this, to understand about Python, okay, we need a place where we write the code, isn't it? So if we are, writing a code, we need some place to write the code. So that we call it as an IDE, or that we call it as like in that we should have a compiler, we should have a runtime, and all these things. Since this is our day one, I don't know how you are installing. We might take some time to install and all. And I want this whole session to be the very interactive and also hands on simultaneously. You should also work with me. So for you to work with, you can, if you are using phone also, or if you are using laptop, so make sure that you're also doing along with me. So if you are doing along with me, say yes. And now, to work with, I'm using Google Colab. So Google Colab is an online platform or an online compiler for Python. For that, you can type Colab Google or Google Colab. So first link, wherever you see, you can just click on the first link. So it will open something like this. Since I have a lot of other IPYNB files, it is looking something like this. So what you can do is you can click on new notebook. So for you, it might look something like this. Let us explore this, how it is going to work and all. So now you can see that here I'm having file, edit, view, insert, runtime, tools, and help. So if you want to open a new file, and here I'll click on new notebook in Drive. Okay, so here you can see that it's going to open a new notebook. So when you open a new notebook, it will take a few seconds, 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Okay, so now here you can see that. So untitled 94 means I have other 94 untitled notebooks. So what I'll do is I'll just rename this into day one. Okay, here you can see that I'm having IPYNB notebook over here, right? So what is this IPYNB? Can anybody type down if you know what is IPYNB? So I'll give 10 seconds to do that. Yes, if you want this video again, you can find it in the YouTube. We will be sharing the video where it has been saved. Okay, so this is a unlisted. That means if you are having the link, then only you can see the link, see this. Okay, see this video. So that's how we get to know that how many have watched this video and how many have logged in, and we do have your email IDs, and you will be receiving the certificate through your email ID. Okay, what is IPYNB? IPYNB stands for IPython Notebook. Why do we say this as a notebook? You would have you would have saved the files in Java or files in HTML as .html, .java, .cs, .cp, like that you would have saved it, right? And here, how do we store the Python file? We can store it in two ways. One is .py and one more is .ipynb. So why do we have this difference? Can anybody say that? Python notebook. Very good. Many of them are typing a correct answer. Awesome. Okay. So the difference between that is, see here, this is something like a sheet, or this is something like a one page, you imagine, where I can write n number of sentences, n number of lines I can have, right? This is something like a sheet, right? So if I want to add a new sheet, what I can do is I can click on a code. So it will add a new code block. For example, this is again a new sheet. So again, I can write some of the things like this, multiple lines I can write it, right? So I can have n number of lines in n number of sheets in a one book. So this is one notebook kind of structure. That's the reason we say IPYNB, IPython notebook. Okay. So now here, let us start with the first program. First program, what it could be. Can anybody say that? What could be our first program? Can you type down the program? And it is hello world, right? So when I say print hello world here, now all our programmers, Python programmers, if we get this output, right? Okay, many are typing hello world, hello world. Okay, so to run this, you can click on this. This is a run button, where the run button to run this particular cell. So now we are the programmers, Python programmers, right? So if we have written the hello world, we are Python programmers, isn't it? Okay, so print hello world we are having. So I have returned this inside the single quotes. Can I use the double quotes? Yes, I can use the double quotes here. So if I'm starting with double quotes, I should start with the double quotes and end with the double quotes. If I'm starting with a single quotes, I should start with a single quote and end it with a single quote. To print, to show something to the user, we will use this particular print statement. So print is a function over here. So this is a built-in function. Somebody have said that, okay, see, Megha, you have, if you write print, you will show something to the user. Somebody have said that. Somebody have already programmed this for a Python programming, right? So now let us understand about data types and variables. So data types are nothing but, let us say you are hosting a party, okay? Or maybe if you are hosting a party and you are planning for a group trip. So now many students, so do all the boys contribute the same amount? No, right? So what will happen is some of the people will bring 2 liters of juice. Some of the people will bring. So if I say some of the people will bring 3 pizzas, so I can say that in a basket or something. So I'll say that A is equal to some. So one of the person. Let us take a name. So Pavani will bring 2 pizzas. So how can I represent? I can represent it in the number, right? 2 pizzas. It's a whole number. So we call this as an integer. So this is one of the basic data type. To comment in Python, we will use hashtag. This is single line comment. Now I'll say integer. Okay. So here integer we are having. So Pavani has bought 2 pizzas. Now here let us take Jagdish will bring maybe 2.5 liter of juice. So here I have mentioned in the form of floating point, right? So where I have the decimal point. And now what else we can bring? So there will be a people who might not bring. Let us take an example. Tejas have not bought anything. So we can say none. He has not bought. He will say, I'll bring, but he might have not bought anything. Now, I will take one more example. So how one more people will be there. So they are introvert people. They will just say yes or they will just say no. So we'll say true as yes and for no, we'll say false. So these kind of people are Boolean. Now, some of the people will, they just talk in the parties. So I'll say that as F is equal to, so talkative. So this is nothing but they are very extrovert kind of people will be there and they are talkative. And here it is in the form of string. Okay. So now we understood very basic types in Python, that is integer, float, boolean, and string. So can you type down other? Yes, string, boolean, very good. People are answering it. Awesome. Yes. So these are the basic data types I'm talking about. The other data types we'll be discussing on the day 2. These are the important and basic data type. And here, if I say F is equal to A, and if I say F is equal to apple, it's the same. Both are string. So even though we are having one single character or a multiple series of characters, still we call it as a string if it is inside the single or double quotes. Anything that is inside the single or double quotes, we call it as a string. Okay. So now we have understood about the data types, different data types. But I have said A is equal to. I could have said B is equal to. I could have said C is equal to. I could have said anything, right? So what are these? So we got to know that 2. What is 2? What is 2.5? We call it as float. None. Okay, nothing. True, Boolean. Talkative here, inside the single or double quotes, we call it as strings. And we are having it in the form of single character. That is also a string. We got to know. But what is this A, B, C, D, F, F and all? What is this? These are variables. So what are variables? Variables are nothing but a place where we store that data, right? So different type of data, we can store it in a single variable. So now let us say I'm having a basket. In that basket, I'm going to have an apple. Okay. So now I can have the same basket filled with 2.5 liter of packets of juices. So now if I print the basket, what it is going to print? What it is going to print? Either 2.5 or an apple. Okay, very good. Variable is a name storage location. Very good. Stores the value. Yes. So it is going to print 2.5. Why? Earlier I had store an apple, but later I updated the basket with 2.5 liters of juices. Right? Yes, very good, very good. All the correct answers. Awesome it is. Yes. Okay. Very good, very good. I'm getting a lot of answers. Yes, it has overwritten, or yes. Now I have stored it earlier, but I have overwritten the basket with a new value of 2.5. Very good. Now let us understand about arithmetic operators. So what are arithmetic operators? So if I say A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 3, so if I say print A plus B, so it is going to print me 4 because I have used a plus operator. So now I'll do the same thing, print A minus B. So now this will print me as minus 2, arithmetic operator again. Then, so I'll just click on tab. So now here you can see all the arithmetic operators that I'm having. A minus B, A into B, A slash B. So what does this give? This is a division and this is a modulus operator which will give us the remainder. That means A1 modulus B. So let me take this as 10. So 10 mod 3, what we will be getting? Before I execute this, please type down the answer. And then we are having double star which will give us the power. Now we can see that I'm having 1. What is this 1? 1 is a reminder. If I divide 10 by 3, I'll get the 1 as a reminder. So I'm getting this 1, right? And here that A3, so this is nothing but 10 to the power of 3, we will be getting 1000. Yes, so I'm getting all the correct answers. Very good. Pushpa, Ajay, Prajwal, Suhani, Mohammed, Sanju, all the people are giving the right answers. Very good. Very interactive session. Thank you so much, everybody, for being so interactive. Okay. So now let us continue with some of the real world program. So let us say you are going for a group trip. Okay. So first thing what you do, type it down. What you do when you're going for a group trip. What you will do on the first day. Okay. So meanwhile, you're typing it, I'll continue with how to take an input from the users. Okay. So now I'll say that A is equal to input, enter your name. Okay. So I'll print down that I'll just greet the user now. Hello. And here I'll use comma separator to separate a variable and a string. So I'll say hey. So why I'm using comma over here? Because I'm using this comma to separate this is a string and this is a variable. So variable, I'm not writing something like this. What I'm doing, I'm writing it as it is. You should never put a variable inside the single quotes. Now I'll execute this. So it will ask me to enter a name. So let me enter a name from the chat box itself. So I'll say Nitesh. So it is saying hello Nitesh. Okay. So now I'm saying that hello Nitesh over here. So I have separated variable. So let us say one more type of string formatting. So rather than, so now I might have to say hello, how are you? So if I want to say this, hello, how are you? So what is happening is here I'm using a comma and comma again and again, isn't it? So if I'm using comma again and again, so that doesn't, sometimes we might miss it, sometimes we might get an error. So at that time, how you can write the program? We can use a string formatting. So I'll say here stands for formatting. And now I'll say hello. So here, if I say A itself over here, see how we're gonna get the output. So I'll say as Pavani, and now it is saying hello A. What I want hello Pavani, right? Or hello Vidya, or hello Fatima. I want something like that, isn't it? So I should use a curly brackets over here and say A over here. And now I'll say, how are you? Okay. Now if I say Fatima, and it is going to say, hello Fatima, how are you, right? So here you can see that I'm having the values, something like this. So enter your name, hello, and then we are having A and having how are you. So this is how we can take the input from the user and we can show the output to the user. Can I know how many of you are doing along with me? Say yes, or say Google Colab, or say Jai Python. How many of you are doing along with me? Okay, say yes. Okay, so many people are saying yes, yes. Very good, very good. Nayana, Preetham, Tanashri. Awesome. Very good. Okay. So here, if you want to use a double quotes, you can use double quotes as well. Somebody from the comments, I'm taking this. And if you want to use single quotes, so for example, you can print, if you want to print a single quote. So sometimes what will happen is if you are using a single quote, you cannot print on the single quote inside that. So at that time, use a double quote outside and print the single quote, something like this. So here you can see, if I say Pawan, and here you can see, hello Pawan, how are you? Okay, so with the single quote over here. Hope that doubt cleared. Yes. So now we have understood how to take the input from the user. Let us say C is equal to, okay, input, enter the number, okay. Then I'll say B is equal to input, enter B, and I'll say over here as print C plus B. I'll execute this. Okay. So I'll say 20. I'll say 20. What should be the output? If I say 2020, what should be the output? Can anybody say that? So the answer would be 2020. But what did I expect? I was expecting 40 while I'm getting 2020. Why? I got the 2020 number over here. Let us print the type of the number over here. So I'll say print type of C, and here I'll print type of B. Now let us say 20. Let us say 20. So it is giving us string. What does it mean? String will always concatenate. It will never get added. So I want to take this input and convert it into the int. So I want to take a string and convert it into integer. How can I do that? The one way is saying C is equal to int of C. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the typecasting over here. So what I'll do is something like this. Now I'll execute this. I'll say 20 and I'll say 20 and I'm getting an error. What is that error? Unsupported operand type. Why we got this error? Because one of the variable is storing an integer, one of the variable is storing a string, where I cannot add a string and integer. What should I do? I should convert both. So this is one way of converting the two lines I'm getting. So this is one way, and one more way what I can do, I can say over here as int input, enter B. So let me say 20. Let me say 20. Now we're going to get 40. So hope this was clear for everybody. Okay. Yes. So awesome. Very interactive you guys are. Thank you for being so much of interaction you are showing. Yes. Very good. So now let us begin with one of the other problem. So if you are planning for a group trip, what do you do at the first? So I think you would have written the answers earlier. The chat box is smaller. I cannot see everything. So please type it down again. So if you're planning for a group trip, what you're gonna do? If you are, road trip. If you are planning for a road trip and you're going in a bike with your boys, what do you do at first? Packing, planning. So what does deciding the place? Okay. What do you do? What is the planning you are going to do? If you are planning in a bike, what is the first thing you do? If you know the distance. If you are planning from Bangalore to Hyderabad, what is the distance? Map, plan. So don't you do the fuel cost estimation? Fuel cost estimation is budget planning. Very good. So petrol. Very good, very good. Yes, petrol, yes, right. So you are going to do the budget planning. So budget planning, the first and foremost thing, if you are going in a bike, you will do fuel cost estimation for that particular distance, right? So let us calculate the fuel cost estimation. So I'm going to say that first, let us take a input from the user. What is the fuel price that you are having in the current state? So I'm going to say that fuel price, I'm considering it as FP, is equal to. So we'll take the input from the user. So fuel cost, which is in the form of float. So I'm going to say that float. So input, enter the fuel price. Okay, so now we got to know the fuel price. So after that, you will be knowing the mileage of your vehicle, right? So now the mileage I'm going to consider again it in the form of float. So in that float, I'm going to say that input, enter your vehicle mileage. Okay. So after that, my vehicle mileage, what do you have to take the input? What is the next input that you're going to take? It is distance. Okay. Distance is equal to, again, I'm taking the float. Okay. So float, input, enter the distance. Okay, so after entering with the distance, what you do, you have to write a formula for that. And we're going to use the arithmetic operators. So I'm going to say that total cost is equal to, so you have to do the fuel price into distance by mileage. First, we'll do distance by mileage. So we're going to have distance by mileage. Okay, distance by mileage, and we're going to multiply that by the fuel cost. So I'm going to use the brackets over here. So we're going to follow the BODMAS rule. So I'm going to use a bracket and say we are going to multiply with the fuel price. So now let us say print your total fuel price estimation is, and we're going to say over here as, so we'll use a comma and then we'll say total cost and we'll add the rupees as well. Okay, so now give me some input to put it over here. Let us say where you are planning and how much is the fuel price mileage of your bike. Chat your, type down the fuel price in your state and mileage of your bike and the distance that where you want to travel. So I'll enter the fuel price now. So fuel price somewhere around 103 rupees. So enter the mileage. My bike might be giving 15 kilometers per liter. And okay, some have written 205. Where you are from, Suprabha? 205 is the price, the fuel price in yours. Okay, so I'll cover the distance of 1000 kilometer. Okay, so now total we're gonna spend the amount of 6,866 rupees for the fuel and 6667 rupees for the fuel. So I don't want this paisa. If you are not worrying about the paisa, how we can do it? I can say int over here and we can give it something like this, and let me say 103 rupees. 600 is the price somewhere. Okay, where is the 600 rupees? Okay, it's not convenient. So I'll put 103 as a price. So distance, mileage, how much somebody is saying mileage as. See, what I did was I just clicked on enter without typing it. So I got an error saying value error. So actually it was trying to get a value which is in the form of float, but I gave the value which is an enter. Enter will always be taken as a space or empty. Okay, empty string it will consider. So I'll execute again. So I'll say fuel price as the 103, and then I'll say mileage as the somewhere around 20. Okay, and distance I want to cover is 500 kilometer. So overall estimation of the fuel is 2,575 rupees. Are you doing along with me? Did you got the same answer? Can I know how many of you are doing along with me? Please raise your hands. Okay, let us see. What if I convert 2.99 into int? It will convert to, yes, it will make it as 2. It won't make it as 3. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Subitha, Nitesh, Nayana, Mohammed Nehan, Anjali. Very nice. So good. So many people are doing along with me. Very good. So interactive you guys are. Very good. I'm so happy to see a lot of excitement in learning. Awesome. Chandana, Abhishek, Mohammed, Parimala, Tejaswini. Awesome, you guys are. Okay. So if you want to build a small application like this, which one you want to build it in Python? Can you comment that down? Can you comment that down? What you want to build in Python? Something like this. Next one will do that. So it has to include the arithmetic operators, input output function. That's it. Whatever we have learned till now, you have to use the same thing and you have to do it. What it could be, and we'll write down that particular program now. Okay, you want to build a game? We'll build the game tomorrow. So finding the electricity bill, very good. Simple calculator, we can do it. So simple calculator will do very simple one. So just very simple will do, we'll take a input from the user. So I'll say A is equal to print, okay, enter the number 1, okay. So we'll say over here as int or int of input, and we'll take, and then I'll just copy the same thing and I'll place it over here, and we'll make it as B, and we'll say it as number 2, and then we'll say C is equal to which operator you want to perform. So I'll say enter the operator if you want to take the input, but we have to learn about the if loop and statements for that. So what I'll do is I'll just print out everything. So print addition. So let us use the string formatting. So I'll say addition. Okay, so I'll just click on tab. So here you can see addition of A and B, A plus B. We're going to print subtraction of AB and A minus B, and multiplication we're going to print. So you keep on adding with the subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, all those things. So let us understand. So now I'll say 12 and I'll say 13. So it is going to give me addition, subtraction, and multiplication. What you can do is you can build the division and everything. Okay. Yes. So can we build a pet? Maybe we can do some of the, if I'm having a pet, maybe a puppy or maybe a dog or a cat at home. So we're gonna say, let us see how we can convert the puppy age into a human age. For example, your puppy is 1 year. How can I make that as a human age? How it is equivalent to human age? Let us calculate that. So let us say puppy name, will take the puppy name is equal to pn is equal to, so should I take a string or should I take a integer for this? Should I say just input or should I take the as int input or float input? So I'm going to say that enter puppy name, okay. And then we're going to say that after entering the puppy name, I'm going to say that years of puppy, what is the age of a puppy now? So I'm going to say that puppy age is equal to pa int, or I might have some of the points as well, like 2.6 years. So it is nothing but 2 years 6 months or something like that. So I'm going to consider as float, okay. So input, enter the puppy age. I might have set pet age or something like that. So I'm taking it, considering it as the shelf life of a puppy or shelf life of a dog is somewhere around 16 years. I'm considering like that and I'm doing this. So if I'm considering that as a 16 years as a shelf life of a dog, so I'm going to do this. So it will be somewhere 100 divided by 16, somewhere around 6.25. So I'm going to consider that. Okay. So now I'm going to say that. So the human age of a puppy would be, so let us say print human age of a puppy or something like that, puppy would be. So I'm going to use a string formatting over here. So let me say ef, and here I'm going to use a curly braces, say that whatever the puppy input I have got, I'll just multiply that into somewhere around 6.6 or something like 6.25. I'll multiply. So I'll take it as PA into 6.25. So I'm considering shelf life as a 16 years, okay, and would be saying that here as years, okay. So let me say puppy name is furry, and I'll keep the age as somewhere around 7 years. The puppy is, so the human age would be 43. It is equal. 7 years of puppy or 7 years of your dog would be somewhere equal to 43.75 years. So can you type down your dog age in the chat box? I'll calculate for that. Can you type down? Three years, 4 years. Priyanka is saying that 3 years. Kaviraj, 4, 3.7. Somshekhar is saying. So, what is your puppy name? Type down your puppy name as well. 20 years, the puppy is. No puppy, okay. 2 years, 3 months. Very good. Okay. So many people are having. Okay. We'll take Ramu, puppy name as Ramu, and puppy age has somewhere around 5. So the age of a puppy, rather than age of a puppy, what we can do over here, I can say PN, right? So I'll take Alex. Okay. We are having Scooby, Juffy. Okay. I'll take Juffy, puppy name, and puppy age as 5. So the human age of Juffy age would be 31.25 years. So mature the Juffy is now, right? Okay. So the certificate you would be getting only after 5 days, not now. 5 days, and maybe we might take the processing and everything somewhere around uh, 2 to 3 days of your attending the workshop. So after 5 days, we would be taking 2 to 3 days, or maybe around four, maximum 4 days will take, and we will be processing your certificate and sharing through your email IDs. So Charlie is 5 years old. Very good. Okay. So now we have understood about the pet, and also we have understood uh, about the but fuel cost estimator. So let us say some of one. Let us go for a little more advanced. How we can calculate the shopping discount calculator. Let us build it. So let us say what is the price, the original cost will take. We'll now find what could be the distance, what could be the discount we are having. For example, they say 70% off. So if the 70% off means, if I say 70% off, for example, in trends, now the 70% sale is going on. So if it is 70% off on 5,500 or something, what would be the amount that you have to pay? Let us calculate that. Okay. So for that, I'm going to say that let us take price is equal to float, is float of input. So enter the original price. So in that original price, I'm going to say that discount, what is the discount percentage that they are giving. So I'll also take that as maybe sometimes 1.5% discount, something like that will be there. So again, I'll take it as float itself. So float input, enter the discount price or discount percentage. Okay. After discount percentage, what should I do? I should calculate the final price. So I'm going to say that final, or let me take it as FP is equal to. So what I should do, I should say price minus. In that, I need to calculate what is the discount, right? So for that discount, I'm going to say that discount. So price minus, I'll say discount. So I've taken small d, right? So discount divided by 100, I'll get in the, like, if it is 70% discount, it will be 0.7 into the price. So what I'll do is I'll say price into discount price by 100. So now I'll say total price that you're going to pay. So I'll use a string formatting. So I'll say total price that you're going to pay would be, what should I write over here? Curly brackets and say final price. Let us execute this and see if it is working. So enter the original price. I'll say maybe 3,000 is the original price. And the discount percentage, I might be having 25% discount. So now I would be paying, the total price would be 2,250. Okay. Very good. Some of the people are writing price into discount by 100. Very good. So Ishwant is getting error. Why you are getting error? Can you copy paste the code so we can see and solve it? Okay, so today we are going ahead with easy one. So that tomorrow you will be having the a little more advanced Python. Tomorrow we will be seeing different programs. Now let us see one more program about travel time calculator. So what is the formula for speed, distance, and time? Write down the relationship between speed, distance, and time. Okay. So now we'll write it. So I'll say distance. I'll take the input from the user. So for example, if you are traveling 100 kilometers, what would be the timing that you would be consuming? Let us understand. Okay, so now I'll say distance is equal to, so float input, enter the distance. Okay, and then I'll say time is equal to, okay, so we'll take speed is equal to, not the time, sorry. So float. So you might be calculating. So I'll just say t is equal to d by s. Okay. And then I'll enter the speed, I'll say, and let us print the total time required to travel would be. So I'll say t. Okay, let me execute it. So distance I might be, so here the enter the speed I'm calculating in per hour basis. Okay, so I'll say 100. So 100 kilometer I might be traveling. So I'll say yes, speed I might be having 60 kilometer per hour. So the travel would be somewhere around 1.6 hour. Okay. So now 1.6 hour. So this is in the hour basis. If you want to convert it into seconds, you can convert the time into seconds, and distance, it will be kilometer. Okay. So this is how, very good. Some of the people are answering. Okay. Ajay has answered. V is equal to U plus AT, acceleration formula, speed formula, velocity formula, everything he has given. Okay. So good at physics. Very good. Ajay. Okay. So we have learnt about, so let us just do a small recap what and all we have learned today. So we have learnt about the Hello World program. We have learnt about the variables, strings, integers, and floating, basically data types and variables we have learnt. And we have learnt about the input function, output function, how to take the input as a string, how to take the input as a float. And also we have learnt the fuel price estimation. We have learnt about the travel time estimation. We have learnt about the simple calculator. We have learnt about how to calculate a puppy age or a pet age. We have also learnt about how to get to know about the overall the price we have to pay if we are having a 70% discount or so on. And we have also learnt about time travel as well, time travel estimation as well. So today, this is the thing that we're going to learn. Before winding up today's session, I would like to talk about the Mavi technologies, and we're going to have some information at the end. So watch till the end, that whatever I'm going to say now. So in Mavi technologies, some of the students right now, who I think most of the students here are already from the Mavi technologies. So I might okay, give me a second. Yes. Yes, you will be getting the PDF of this, and also the IPYNB session, IPYNB notebook. Okay, IPYNB notebook in the groups itself. So yes, the video will be available later as well. How to build the games, we'll discuss regarding that as well. Now we will have some Q&A session. Please ask whatever the doubts you are having with the program, and also if you have any doubts in the upcoming 4 days as well. Notes I'll give. I'll share the notes as well at the end of this whole session. One very happy news for you is I'll be sharing the Python whole book that I have written from basic to the intermediate, including all the libraries, most of the libraries, I cannot say all the libraries, and also including the object-oriented programming as well, with the notes, with the programs as well. I'll be sharing with you at the end of the fifth day. So you'll also be getting a Python playbook with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, if you are having any doubts, can you leave it in the chat? Do you have pandas also will share? And one of the happiest news is we will also be conducting free workshop like this at least 3 months once or monthly once we'll be conducting. We will be giving that information very early. Yes. So one few information about our company is I'm Megha from Ever Technology. So many students who are here in like somewhere around in the 500 views. I can say that at least 150 to 200 are old students itself. I'm so happy that you guys are joining again and again. So our company Mever Technologies LLP is have done a lot of trainings, around 50,000 plus students we have already trained, and we have trained faculties over 1,000 plus, and also we have been working with a consultancy services as well. We do web application development, Android application development. We do final year projects, and we do help students to build their final year projects. We do provide a lot of courses online and offline as well. So some of the sessions we will be conducting free of cost as well, for like we are trying to make this whole coding and also program very simple, as well as we want to make this whole thing available for everybody. So this is what we do as being a Mevi Technologies. We have excellent trainers where we do 100% hands-on session just like this, offline and online as well. So if you have any doubts, please leave that in the comments. Yes, you can leave your names. You can leave your names in the chat box to get the attendance. Please leave your name. Leave your name and the USN, please. Sometimes we might get the collide with 2 or 3 names. That will be a big fan of my technologies. Thank you. You're just I wanted to see the chat, but it just went up. So please leave your name and the USN. Please leave your name and the USN and the college possibly, so that we'll get to know your attendance. With the USN, please. Name and the USN. Name and the USN. This is for the certificate purpose. Please do it ASAP. Yes, I have got to know the issue. Like if you have signed in from the another email, but not the email that you have filled the Google form, that would be an issue. So please leave your name. Our team would be tracking down your name and also the USN that you are typing it down now. Awesome. Okay. Okay, we are having the students from SJBIT, Saptagiri, NPS University, awesome. We are having the students from Reva University. That's so good. Awesome. Yes. So we are having 6 more minutes. Please make sure that you will fill down this particular your USN and the college name before the 6 minutes, so that we can send the. I want all these email, all these names and USN for all the 5 days. Yes. So thank you so much for joining. Hope the session went well. And if you are having any doubts, you can leave your doubts. Like this, right now, the chats are only for the admins. So if you want to have, if you are having any doubts, if you want to say something, if you are having any issues, you can always mail to the Mevi Technologies, support@mevitechnologies.com. So you will, that is available in the forms as well. I'll share it in the group as well. Okay. So make sure that you are leaving your name, email ID, and not email ID, name, USN, and the college name possibly, so that we can mail your. We will be finding it in the forms, your names and everything. Anyway, we are having the registration data. We'll be finding it in the forms as well. Okay, that is so awesome. We are having 512 people. So before you are leaving this video, please make sure that you're subscribing to our channel and click on the bell icon so that you will be getting the notification. USN is nothing but the registration number that you are having in the college. If you're writing the exams, you are going to write your registration number. You might have filled down in your forms as well. Same number, you have to type it down over here. Or if it in Reva University, we call it as SRN, I guess. So somehow registration number. USN is nothing but it is registration number. You can write it down. So I got, okay, somewhere around 520 people have attended the session. Okay. So if you have left your name, USN, and also your college in the chat box, you can leave the session. Thank you so much for joining today. If you have doubts, I'll still remain for 2 or 3 more minutes in the video chat. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me regarding the Python, regarding the 5 days of workshop. If you have any doubts, you can ask over here. So tomorrow we will be learning about if statements, conditional statements, and the looping statements. We're gonna learn tomorrow with a lot of fun games we're gonna do tomorrow. Okay. How much you like this session? You can leave down the chat, live chat. You can just leave it. If you have any doubts or if you how much you loved this session, you can leave it in the chat box. So was the session helpful? Was the session helpful for you? And did you love the session? Bye bye. Bye bye, Vamshi. It was helpful. Thank you so much for joining as well. Thank you for being so much of interactive. Yes. So we'll wind up today's session and we'll meet tomorrow exactly at 7:30 and we will discuss lots and lots of fun games and fun problems. Still then, stay tuned and bye bye everybody. Take care. Good night. Have your dinner. Please take care. Bye bye.